Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Trans Talk 2020. I am Tadeo Miguel. I am your current reigning MX Pride of Long Beach, as well as 2017. Through the International Imperial Court of Long Beach, I'm an Imperial Prince, an Imperial Princess, and I also help fundraise for their United Wave Scholarship Fund. That's for LGBTQ youth and allies. Pretty much, if you need help, please ask this nonprofit as well. I also am affiliated with California Families in Focus, where our mission is to develop and provide positive, innovative events and social service programs for youth and their families to achieve empowerment and purpose. I am the Pagino Project founder and coordinator through several of their events, and I'm just your local average guy. So, uh, I've been asked to tell you my transitional story and how it began. I will say I have had the pleasure of being blessed in my transition. Getting a divorce in 2012 and not being able to see my daughter until about 2015. I was looking for somewhere to be and to feel loved. And so I went to queer films at the LGBTQ Center that year. I believe it was in September as well. And by October, I was filling out paperwork to volunteer with the Mentoring Through Youth Empowerment Program. I needed to be around the youth. I missed my daughter so much that it was imperative for my survival to find some importance. Now I'm volunteering and we're hanging out, have a little get to know me period, come back swinging hard, hanging with the kids. One day I'm listening to one of their conversations and like, yeah, man, I can't wait to take my shot. I start my HRT and I'm all like, HRT, what's that? I'm listening but not prying into their lives. And at that point, I did have to stop and ask. I said, well, what's HRT? They're all, hormone replacement therapy, so that I can look in the mirror and, begin to feel and see the same. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Basically, that you had let me know that you can actually replace your birth hormone to become that person that you're trying to see through the mirror. And I was like, whoa, I'm 32 years old. The only thing I knew about transvestite, trans, anything was Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I still have never been to the one here in Long Beach. So I sat down with those youth for a very long time and I listened to their stories. They're letting me know that their body feels a little different if they miss the shot or not. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, you can take something for that? It's called gender dysphoria. So I realized at 32 years old, after having a hellacious time of being homeless after my divorce, I was struggling. I was a sad dude. And I didn't realize that divorce was a blessing in disguise because I knew I was struggling with something. Even in that marriage, like I was just like, I don't know how much more masculine I could be. And every time I looked in the mirror, I could never see me. It was like a foggy distortion of my face for many years, if not all my life. And, I tried to be, the, I'm not trying to say this word with disrespect, but trying to be like the butchest dyke ever, trying to, have a masculine appearance with like a super huge chest, you know what I mean? So I'm just not doing good, not doing well, and that was bothersome. And I dealt with that for 32 years of my life. Luckily in high school, I went to San Clemente High School where I had loving peers, and I've been blessed. Like I told you, my journey, I know I'm supposed to be here talking to you. I'm supposed to be showing you a positive visibility of transition. This is my purpose. So thank you, Lacey Grimshaw and the whole ASB thank you so much for, voting for me to be allowed to take my girlfriend to prom. I'm the first openly out lesbian. And so to that, I thank you. It gave me eternal courage, and I appreciate that. Um, Fast forward to 2013, I'm at the center volunteering for 3 years. Um, I once I figured out what gender dysphoria was and that I could do something about it. Let's see, yeah, March of 2015. So I volunteered for a year. By March 2015, I'm like, dude, I'm watching these little youngsters come in with their little stubbles, and I'm like, all I've ever wanted was a beard and a goatee, like try to be me. Because to me, that's what being a man was at that time, was physically looking like one. So I had to start somewhere. I had to be true to myself. I had to make sure that this was what I've been struggling with. Because you can be queer, you can be gender fluid, you can be non-binary, you can be whoever you want to be. You don't have to have a label. But for me personally, I'm a man. I identify 100% male, and that means that I just move my life with male characteristics, I'll say. Being a man can mean so many things to so many people. But the most important thing to know is that, after being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, it took me 3 sessions through my job. I found out, called Starbucks, hey, what can I do? What do I need to do? And they were very kind and loving, and still have been to this day. So thank you. And it was, you got to be cleared, you got to be diagnosed, and then you can start. So I go through my first session with Dr. Danusia Nedelinsky out of Lakewood, and she said, I know you have to have these 3 sessions. No backtracking, no red tape, no nothing. She said, well, I already know that you're a man. She's like, the way you move, you're a man. We had these conversations, talk about my divorce. She's like, all right, I know that you are making a decision for you and your happiness, and I thank you to this day for that, that you could see that within me. From March 2015 was my first injection of testosterone at 0.5 cc, 200 milligrams, once a week for the rest of my life. I made that commitment. And, the biggest question is about the story of transitioning is, make sure that this is what is for you. Don't be on the bandwagon. Don't do it because you think you can get somebody to love you. Don't be foolish, because, it's irreversible, basically. For me, anyway, personally, I've had top surgery. I've had a full hysterectomy. Like, there's nothing about me that is trying to backtrack my absolute confidence in my transition. So that's what I recommend is the first step, is being completely confident that you're making the right decision for your total and complete happiness. Secondly, you must. I don't care if it's one ally. I don't care if it's even just your therapist. You have to grow your support system. And I say grow your support system because put yourself out there with courage, volunteer, check on other trans businesses or things like that, because that's the only way that you can start to truly feel comfortable, is that you feel like you're a part of, or if you feel like you can do something to express the positive visibility. So, Johnny, that's my first answer, and how I began my transition was volunteering with youth and becoming knowledgeable about my feelings, and then talking to someone about it, and then doing something about it. So thank you very much, and I hope that you all enjoy Trans Talk 2020.